What is the focus of education? This question should be so simple, but it isn't. Is it to prepare students for higher education, or is it to prepare them for the workforce outside of school? The answer should be both at the same time. How do you achieve this, you may ask, as there aren't enough hours in the day to teach these kids everything they'll need? Well, in fact, there is, because all we have to do is cut out the filler courses and required credits that won't help these students. If I'm going to become a carpenter, I'm not going to need to know how each one of my cells in my body makes energy. This information we cram down the throats of students only serves to make them less prepared for their future. I propose the idea of student-controlled education, or SCE. SCE would take the ideas of what we have now, like in students being able to determine their own schedule, but ramped up to a huge degree. Other than government and economic classes, nothing would be mandatory, and it would be in the control of students to determine their future. The reason in giving the students control would be because it would allow the students to specialize in their future career paths, cut down on unfocused students and dropouts, and all around prepare students for their future. First, addressing specialization of students. Most of the students either have a path or an idea of a path. This specialization will allow students to follow that path more closely without the unnecessary distractions of classes that aren't important to their future. It allows students to really focus and hunker down on their aspirations. The Bureau of Labor Statistics said in an article on career planning for high schoolers, taking part in different experiences is another step toward helping you figure out what you like and what you don't like. These experiences may teach you valuable job skills. This is a clear example of experience in a job field with this new education system. They would get experience and valuable skills necessary for their future career. This is in the best interest of students due to getting them clearly set up for their future, which in an age of higher workplace competition is necessary for these students to have high quality skills. It also brings the added benefit of eliminating mandatory classes that students rarely pay attention to, and only causes them more harm. Faculty members are also helped because by giving the students control, they pick classes they want and will interact more with the teachers and participate more in class. Next, for students not in high school, their education will be similar to the status quo, but with more focus on life skills. This is important to my system due to giving a broad foundation necessary for specialization. It would also help give students necessary life skills like sewing, cooking, and other skills. These skills are often forgotten, and it shows that many of these kids from the newer generations are not getting life skills. Many high school graduates lack the necessary life skills to survive in the real world. This would easily be rectified by this new system, which would be much more effective and help the future generation of students. The reasonings for the failings of the current system is due to the schooling focusing on preparing for high school, not for the world or working. This has caused a lot of problems because not every student goes to college, so much of the education is wasted on trying to prepare them for the stage of life many of them will avoid. With greater focus on job skills, people and students' lives will be greatly improved, and it will fix the issues within the status quo. Now, to focus mainly on the classes. How would classes look in this system? Well, there would be a focus on learning and making sure the students are engaged with the curriculum and focus less on busy work. As it is currently with the status quo, we give students a lot of homework and busy work, and this adversely affects the test scores shown by lifescience.com. The new system would focus more on learning and having students explore ideas, leading to a better generation and more creative people. There would of course still be tests, but they wouldn't have the effect on grades as we hold today, but rather they're to test comprehension and be more feedback oriented. This will help eliminate stress associated with schooling and take more in-depth classes, leading to more exploration in subjects by students. This brings me to my last point about the classes, and in fact, students will require to explore more specific ideas in a subject on their own. This will create a drive to learn in these students, which is extremely valuable in workers. All of these changes helps kids develop a drive to learn, and if we don't want them to learn and if they don't want to learn a specific subject, they are required to, leading to a better generation of learners and a will to learn throughout their lives. Finally, the focus on grades would be eliminated in the system. This would change the focus of education from grades to feedback given by the teachers to learn. This is because the grading system doesn't help students, but rather feedback from the teacher will directly help them more. It would also help students, as the status quo grades are one of the biggest stressors on students, and eliminating grades will help reduce the stressor. The grades cause students huge amount of anxiety due to fear of failing, and many of them go to extremes to keep their grades up, like staying up all night to complete an assignment. Lastly, letter grades are useless when it comes to learning material and only promotes a sense of learning for grades rather than learning for learning. This feedback system will reinforce the sense of drive to learn that was already being promoted in this system. While I see the inevitable shortcomings of this education systems, there are safety systems to mitigate the losses. The first issue would be the situation if a student doesn't have a specific specialization they want to complete. There would be a pathway for general knowledge on what to do just to get a basic education that allows them to get things done in life and would allow them to specialize later in life. The budget to get all these teachers for specialized classes would easily come from more funding from the government by taking away funds from other bloated departments. Cough, cough, the military, cough, cough. In conclusion, this change can really improve what was severely lacking in the status quo. The new system will really help improve on what's good in the status quo while improving the failings. This system can change how students view learning and lead to a greater improvement in future generations. Thank you.